Who do you think will be our second qualifier all around, like individually, the top two? Because that's what I was trying to base stuff off of too. I was trying to put in, a formula of like, well, we'd have this many all-arounder options that we could choose from. And
I think if it was up to me, my wish list would be Jade.
Yeah.
Just because I think she's made so much progress. It's been super impressive to watch her, and how it's very clear that she's been in her own little island, and she's been like not participating in a lot of conversation and a lot of and all she's done for the past couple years is like show up, get work done, and get out. Right, like she just goes in.
So introverted.
Yeah, and so she's so introverted in that sense. Even when she was like at during her college season, like she would just go in, do beam, and she would just like walk away. Like it's just very clear that she's like, it just it feels to me that she's just very tunnel vision, and that she's just like, you have no idea how much I want this. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I admire that grit. I admire that like sense of dedication and grit. But I'm not sure. It might be Jordan.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough battle between Jordan and Jade in that all-around spot. I mean, I think obviously Simone's
either one of them would deserve it.
Oh, yeah, there is no doubt who deserves it more. Yeah. It's really just like, and that's just how gymnastics is. It's who's better that day.
Yeah, that moment.
Because, I mean, exactly what happened with Simone in Tokyo. Like, and everybody, people have been harsh on Suni, saying like, well, you're only the Olympic champion because of Simone. Like, that's some bold words that you're saying, because she still had to go beat everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't like get bronze or silver, and those are great things, but Suni won.
Yeah.
The whole Olympics.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing.
Like, it's not like she didn't not do anything. She had to beat all these other amazing people in these other countries. So you're spitting on Suni, and you're spitting on the other gymnasts from the other countries who are really good.
Yeah. So,
I
said Nina Darwell earlier. I didn't mean it. I mean Cian Weavers or the Dutch Netherlands girl. I forget.
I
have like all these names and like
I just don't watch enough to know.
So but I think that the thing that I'm really happy for Hesley. I think
that's
Hesley's
a cute story.
I think that's I try to tell this to my athletes all the time, and it's happened at the Olympic stage a couple times. It happened with Madison Koshin. It happened with because at that time, I'm not sure you remember, but like I had oh my God, it was another Maggie Haney girl.
Great.
Who was
the girl
it?
from Florida?
No.
Riley McCusker.
It was either McCusker or Ashton Locklear. I don't remember. Yeah. So
Ashton Locklear, I don't think she was at.
Okay, so it was McCusker.
Yeah.
I thought her bars was gorgeous, and I was like, oh my gosh, it needs to go. And then all of a sudden, Koshin took it, and or I'm not sure if I'm getting them mixed up or not, but like Koshin ended up being on the team.
Yeah.
And then that was the crazy monumental year that like it was 3 first places for bars. Remember? It was like
I don't remember that.
It was the Russian girl, the Chinese girl, and Koshin.
Tied?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. So it was wild.
That was 2016.
Yeah, probably.
I don't remember that.
So
I do remember there being crazy tiebreakers because of Ali.
Yeah.
Was it it was 2012?
I think I'm getting my years all mixed up. But
Madison didn't make the 2012 team.
Yeah.
So you're right on 2016 with Madison, but I'm thinking for Ali, she missed out on the floor medal, I think, because the tiebreaker put her at 4th. But then she finally got it in 2016.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking too.
I think Hesley's a great example of you never know what can happen, and you need to train like you're ready for anything.
Yeah.
And because I think a lot of people, it would have been really easy for a lot of those, anybody that's 6th through whatever the end at Olympic trials would have had plenty reason to think like, I'm just gonna go out there and have fun. I'm gonna train, but I'm not gonna like. I know what's gonna happen, right? And I don't think that that's a good way to train. I think you should go in there saying like, look, I know statistically what's more likely to happen, but you never know.
Right.
And I'm gonna show up.
Nobody had those 3 getting in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show up.
So sad.
And I'm gonna grasp at every 10th that I can get, because you never know what can happen.
Well, it was tough between her and Jocelyn because they were so neck and neck. I mean, I think the final score ended up being a 0.5 tenth difference.
Yeah,
like that's a toe point.
So, I really like that about her story. I really like that it's the kind of story that's like, look, you keep your head down and you keep working, and no matter what,
I think it's such like a perfectly written story too. It's just like God's trying to prove like, look, you can be successful on the Olympic team at 16 and 27 because you have Simone, and Hesley. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be late 20s, early 20s. It doesn't have to be 16 and pubescent. You know, it can be any, as long as your body's okay.
Yeah. So I really like that. I really like her story. But I honestly think, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think that we're gonna see maybe for the first time, or at least we'll see some semblance of it, that the international stage will start to like level itself out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
do you mean like in a sense of like it's not anybody's game anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna start seeing some.
I like it like that.
I love it that way.
It makes it competitive, and it makes it like in 2012, we were very strong, but we were still sitting on the edge of our seats, going like, "Are we gonna win?" In 2016, it was like, who's getting second? 2016, I felt like it was pretty.
It feels like such
big, but
it feels like such a better victory to win by a little bit.
It feels sweeter because you really like it was it was close. It is different.
And my personality type also is that like I don't want to win by a lot. If I win by a lot, it makes me feel like I should have been somewhere else competing against other people. Even if I'm at the world stage, like that's just my personality.
I either want to lose by a landslide or I want to win, because if I was right there, that's gonna eat me alive. If I wasn't even close, all right, I just wasn't good. My personality is like I want to see the person that I know is like I'm neck and neck with, and I want to look at them, and I want to have just like a very clear cut athlete moment of like, you better be bringing it right now, because I was like that
coming.
when I was young. We were, I'm like that still in some sense. But again, if I got second, like one of my kids at state, I'm always get on to her, point toes, and she goes to vault and goes 9.675, and the girl, she got second, and the girl that beat her was by
9.7
half. Yeah, and I was like, that's a toe point, right? And she was like, I said, man, I told you to point your toe.
Yeah, I just like it also because even if I got second, I know that I'd be getting beers with that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
like
10 years later, like
I like the
I'm gonna get you one day.
I like knowing that I'm gonna keep up, but also knowing I got second by this. I'm just like that's regret.
Eat you alive.
It's like I could have done more. I could have done this, but then if you're like in 10th, then it's like, maybe it's just some things aren't meant to be.
But what if you did what if you really genuinely felt like I did the very best that I possibly could?
That's what I'm saying. That's an easier loss for me.
Yeah.
But like at second, if I'm that close, I don't believe that I did everything.
You would say like I could have done a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I would regret it because I know like if it was that close, maybe if I gave that much more differently of something, it could have worked out. But if I know I gave everything I could and I still was in 10th place, I'd be like, nah.
That's fair.
It is what it is.
That's fair.
But if I'm second, I'm like, God.
That's fair. Okay.